Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book, Networking Like a Pro, and creator of EverydaySuccessHabits.com. And I gotta tell you, I am fired up here today because today we are gonna talk about getting out of your own way. And this is something that is near and dear to my heart because, as you know, I think that success is less about learning something new that works and more about unlearning something old that doesn't. And for a lot of people, what happens is we're going and we're doing and we're pushing and we're going and we've got our foot on the gas, right? We're doing all of these things that you need to do to be successful. Yet at the same time, we're not able to get to the level of success, whether that is revenue or clients or lifestyle or time or whatever the case may be. We're not able to do that. And the reason is because, and I know you've heard this before, because we also have our foot on the brake as well. See, a lot of people have their foot on the brake and the gas so that they wind up literally, they're in their business, they're in their lives, they're doing all of these things and still not getting to where they want to go. And the main reason why behind that is because there's a population of people, including myself for a while, who putting your foot on the brake was the equivalent of doing things that were inadvertently self-sabotaging your ability to be successful. Okay? People are doing things that they don't know is holding them back, but just like a computer is running in the background. And that's why I'm so excited here today, because getting out of your own way is a big conversation. But today I want to talk about a little bit of something that you can do. And this is actually based off of a book that I read, The Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy. And in it, he talks about the three great adversaries that kind of are voices in our heads that are going on. Number one talked about the inner critic. Number two talked about the monkey mind. And number three talked about the trickster. Now, what I want to deep dive on here today is the monkey mind, because that was something that was holding me back for a while. And quite simply, the monkey mind is, oh, we've got all these choices, and oh, we've got all these things, and oh, this is so good, you can do all this stuff, but you really don't do anything. Right? It's a paralysis by analysis. And I don't want to give you the wrong impression. It's not like I just stopped and just kind of let the world go by, but I definitely got into and was susceptible to the monkey mind as a paralysis by analysis because I didn't go as quickly. I didn't move as fast. I wasn't as, I call it aggressive, being able to do certain things and be able to do that in a way that was confident and that was decisive and that was moving forward. Now, one of the examples that I want to kind of talk with you about, because I was actually doing this today, I was talking with a client about this as well. How do you get around that? If you find yourself, what's his name? Jack Canfield talks about successful people have a bias towards action. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or stressed, or maybe, you're kind of here and then you go there and then you bounce around over here. If that's the case, you might be having this challenge as well. Let me get you real clear on some things that I do that can help you specifically towards a revenue goal if you're a business owner. All right, so the first thing we do is I actually put together an overall vision of where it is I'm trying to go. Not that I want to make $100,000 or $50,000 or $3 million or anything like that. That's part of it. But like for me, we're going to retire to either Portugal or Spain or maybe Belize. So I actually put down a vision statement of what it is I want to do. I want to be able to earn X dollars of money by the year X, Y, and Z. And during that time, I want to take off X weeks of vacation. That's what I put down. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And then second sentence, I want people to understand that being successful and generating more business doesn't have to be hard. And I can explain to them how to do that. I can have a framework for that. That's my vision. That's my business vision. Okay, of what it is I want to be able to do. I put that on a note card. Brian, why are you making such a big deal about that? Because it's clear, it's concise, and it allows you to get out of your own way because you're not so, well, I'm going to do this, and I want to do that, and look, oh wait, scroll! Right? By the way, I almost made myself dizzy, but obviously I'm a professional, so I can do that. I wouldn't try that at home. All right, anyway, that's the first thing, a vision statement. Okay, then you want to be able to say, all right, so let's say I'm just making this up. Let's say I'm trying to make $100,000. All right, then what I'll do is I put together an actual document that is a goal for a revenue goal for me. Now, here's where I used to make my mistake. I did two things wrong. Number one, I would put it as a monthly perspective, okay? And then number two is I would lose confidence in my ability for having that goal be a reality. if that makes sense. Because the monkey mind and the inner critic actually was going, you can't do that. I don't know if that's right. I know you just put that down, but let's look over it again. And you do it again. Let's look over it again. And you do it again. Let's look over it again. And by the time you do all of that, you keep rerunning the numbers, you get exhausted. And obviously I didn't hit my goals nearly as much as I should have or could have. Okay. So number 2 is I would recommend doing a 6-week cycle. That's what I do. I'm actually doing an 8-week cycle right this second, but I'm vacillating. I do a 6-week. Do not do a 4-week cycle, okay? And I don't recommend 12 weeks because that's too long. So I recommend either a 6 or an 8-week cycle. And you say, listen, I want to earn $10,000 during this next 6 weeks or this next 8 weeks or something like that. Okay, fine. And you put that on a 4x6 card. Again, why do you do this? Because it's helping you stay focused. Remember, this whole point is the monkey mind, paralysis by analysis. We got to have clarity. We have to have clarity. I actually have it. So I can't turn it around right now, but behind you, that's behind me. Behind you is my computer, and you can see it like I'm looking at it right now. I've got a note card. Get yourself some colored note cards too. That's nothing wrong with that. Get yourself some colored note cards. Put that out there. You'll be good to go. Okay, so I put that out there, bing, bang, boom, and I have down there, $10,000. Okay, and then here's the pièce de résistance that I've used myself, which is I then put together the process behind that. So let's say $10,000 is the number that I'm putting on there, right? Just as a number. So then what I'll do is, okay, if $10,000 is the number, then I'll break it down into what needs to happen. So for me, $10,000 works out to around it's actually 4 paid in fulls, okay? And then some installment revenue that comes underneath that. And this is all new money, by the way, new clients that come in, okay? New money. So let's say for sake of discussion, it's, just to do an even number, let's say it's 4 people, pay in fulls, and let's say that it's another 10 installment revenue. Again, I'm just making up numbers, okay? And then what happens is I put that down there. Brian, why do you do that? That's really an easy one. The reason I do that is because a lot of times, and this was a stumbling block for me, I would lose confidence in the numbers that I just put up. Literally. I would be like, oh, I know I put $10,000 and I know I ran through all that math, but let me go over it again, because it was the inner critic and the trickster actually coming to me and saying, you can't do that. You've never done that before. That's not going to happen. Go through the numbers again. It was kind of like the trifecta, right? And trying to slow me down. And I'm like, no. You don't have to do that, okay? So now what I do is I have all of this set up, bang, bang, boom, and now I have it right there in front of me, and guess what happens? I don't think about, oh, well, is this going to work? Guess what happens? I don't think in terms of, paralysis, or let me go check it again, or this, that, and the other. Guess what happens? More often than not, I wind up hitting my revenue goals. Okay, so when you're trying to figure out what it is that you want to be able to do, if you find yourself maybe getting bogged down a little bit, I would highly, and it's in the area of maybe paralysis by analysis, I would absolutely recommend that you do that when it comes to the revenue goals. Have an overall vision, then have a dollar amount for that cycle, 6 or 8 weeks, and then have it broken down into revenue generating components and see what happens there. Paste it up right in front of you, and I am telling you that will absolutely help you be more successful. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's something that you can see yourself doing. If you would like, swing on by our Facebook group. We have got a nice little group of folks and be able to kind of join and be able to create some community. If you want, all you have to do is type in www.thesuccessclub.com. Okay, I'm sorry, I misspoke. www.thefasttracksuccessclub.com. I got all fired up. www.thefasttracksuccessclub.com. So that's FSATTRACK successclub.com. You'll find that you can go right there. We've got it in there. We have a link for you to shoot over to our Facebook group and some other good stuff, and you will be good to go. But in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard saying so long, take care, and thanks so much for your time.